Hi everyone, I'm going to review a product that I have been using and I really liked it because it's quite different from many other power banks. I mean, maybe there are many power banks that look like it and function the same way, but I have not really found any other power banks that can do the same job as this. And one of the things I really like about this is it's like a little flashlight, and you can see what I mean in a moment. So I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it. I'm just going to run through some things for you to see. So you can see over here there is this light part. They have like 4 LEDs and you can actually move this around, so you can do this. So the purpose of doing this is you can adjust the level. Sometimes I would just want to do this so I can shine on things here in this stance, so I can look at the things over here. Sometimes I just want to aim it at maybe somewhere, so maybe I'll just do this and it's shining at the wall or something. And many other times it's just, yeah, you can just do this, and so it becomes like a little torch when you go outside and you do this as well. So one thing about this power bank is it has 3 slots, USB-A, and you can see that there is no fast charging component. Yeah, so you have to kind of charge this power bank using the micro USB, and then you have these other 3 that I believe to be 2.0, meaning they are just normal. That means before we had all these fast charging features that the new power banks have these days. So this is pretty old school. I would say when I try to use this to charge my phones or any other more mobile devices, I never quite had any problems. Can get them to be charged up in time for me to use them, and yeah, they can get fully charged as well. And this is, so if you look at here, yeah, so you can see the capacity. I think it's pretty decent. In fact, most of the power banks these days are around this capacity as well anyway. Yeah, so it's about 12,000 that you can get. Yeah, so it's at least, you know, it's a like 2.1A for the USB slots. Yeah. Okay, so that's just, it's very simple power bank. Nothing else on the sides or anything like that. Yeah, and this brand, don't really know this brand, and I don't really see any other products from this brand. It's called Proda, but I believe there are many other brands that can do the same job. So one thing is, I really was drawn to this power bank because, you know, I'm a big fan of flashlights and stuff. So I wanted to have something that when I travel or when I sometimes just forget to put batteries or charge my torch. And I think some of the torches some of the really good torches that I have, they can last a few hours on a single charge, but this one over here can last 15 hours on a single charge as well. Of course, you can see the battery, it starts to get depleted as it goes. So what you can do is actually you just press once. You can see the amount of juice that's left in this power bank, and it doesn't really take a long time to charge everything up. Maybe about, I don't know, 30 minutes or something. So if you're traveling, I guess if you just leave it for a while, I wouldn't try to leave it overnight because you know how it goes with power banks. They can also run out the internal batteries, so I try not to do that. But I know sometimes, you know, it's just difficult to remember that. But so one very good cool feature that I found about this was if I forget, if I charge this thing and I don't really use it and I just put it one side, what happens is it actually retains the power for a pretty long time. And I'm talking about like a couple of months. I have gone for months without using this because I have other light sources as well and other power banks, and this is kind of heavy. Yeah, so I must say that, yeah, this is kind of heavy. So it's like, it's not, it's almost heavier than my phone, and my phone is heavy. You know, my phone is the typical smartphone, and when I say typical smartphone, meaning it has that 6.5-inch screen and whatnot, slim and all that, but you know, it's still sometimes it feels heavy sometimes, and so this is like double the weight. So that's one thing I don't really like about taking this out too much. And also one thing is I'm afraid I'll lose it, or it may be damaged somehow when I dropped it somewhere. So I try to use it only when I really need to, and that's the cool part. So when I really need to use it, the battery is like full. And if I go maybe like more than 6 months, it may just at most yeah, maybe just like one of this power slot will be used up and the other three will still be fine. So that's really cool, and I really like that, because it means that I don't have to worry too much about, you know, because some of my devices, if I leave them alone, they just die on me because it's been like a day, for example. Yeah, so, and these are like new devices. I have like one tablet that does that. It's really new, but that's what it does, and can't really rely on it, especially if I forget to charge that thing. So I have to always make sure that I get it charged in time before I use it. But this one is almost like a survival thing. So if I were to like go somewhere, and you know, sometimes when you go on vacations, you don't always have a place where you have a lot of power sockets or power outlets for you to charge everything that you have, and these days there's so many things to charge, right? So this is something to be like one of the least of the worries. And of course, if you use this to charge your devices, it's going to be used up a bit more. But if you're just using it for light and every now and then a bit of juice for your device, it can actually, you know, last pretty long without charging it again. So yeah, really cool. Haven't found, I mean, maybe a lot of power banks do that as well, but haven't really found any power bank with this feature, and being able to, like, you know, stay on its own and keep the power for as and when I need it. Yeah, so I hope you can get this kind of power bank in your collection, because I feel this is the kind of power bank that is sometimes needed, especially if you're a traveler. And yeah, you never know, you know, you might need something that works. And I've been in situations where, you know, you just don't have access to power sources that easily, or if you are, they're really weak. Like some of the places I went to, they have very low voltage and stuff like that, so it takes a long time to charge up the devices when I need them. And you don't always get like a couple of hours at the hotel or the motel or hostel or backpackers inns. So yeah, I like this. Yeah, I really like this a lot. Yeah, and you ever go to some places where, you know, you just need some sort of light, and a lot of power banks don't have this. Yeah, so I kind of like this a lot. This is really cool. Yeah, so I hope this helps you to think about the kind of power banks that you want to have. And it doesn't have to be, like I said, this brand. I honestly don't really know about this brand, and I'm still looking out for other brands that may have cooler features and maybe even bigger battery size. Of course, this is something that, again, because of this common size or common power, so you don't have to worry about it not passing airport checks. I'm not quite sure what's the current regulations or limitations, but I know that if you have something that's more than 20,000, you may not get it across, especially if you don't, and you're not supposed to check in your power banks anyway. So yeah, not quite sure if you can bring those power banks, those super heavy and powerful heavy power banks, but this one you can, because it's one of the average sizes and powers. So yeah, love this. I hope you will use it as well if you need it for something that's similar to my needs. And yeah, just feel free to let me know if you have any more questions about this. And to the next product review. Thank you.